Welcome, welcome to my weekly interview. This is Thursday and it's February 1st, and I have an awesome guest for you today. So, before I start, I certainly want to welcome you because I know that you could be anywhere and you are here with us. So, thank you for supporting us. I just want to let you know that my awesome guest today is Claire Louise Owen. Claire, how are you?
Well, hello, Lucy. Thank you for
How-
having me here. Isn't this fabulous?
Thank you, thank you. Now I'm coming in from Mexico. Where are you right now?
I'm here in North Wales. I'm in the UK, so in North Wales.
Isn't this amazing that we're so global that somebody from Mexico can interview someone from North Wales, and here we are on Be Connected. We
At
are
the touch of
connected.
a button, the touch of a button. There was lots of stress, but we got there, didn't we? Thank you for supporting me through those few minutes because it was a bit intense.
Well, that's okay because it's a new platform for you. So it's
Yeah,
always kind of, something new. We're always learning. But, we're lifelong learners. So we never give up, do we?
that's it. Well done. Thank you.
The last time I interviewed you, do you realize that it was in 2021? It was in September 16th. Actually, it's a good day. That was a good day because that was Mexican Independence Day. So that was a
Wow.
great day for me to interview you.
And
So
we've been on a journey. Although I haven't seen you, the last time I saw you in the same space online, you were in India and I was featured virtually on the stage, weren't you? So before
that's
we
right.
can talk about me, I want to celebrate you.
We haven't seen one another, but you just, we were both featured in that wonderful book, 100 Self Portraits, 100 Dreams by Shika Khanna. So a lot has happened ever since we've been there. That was last year, 22 November of 22. So I want to reflect a little bit on your journey to now. What significant milestones or maybe personal growth that you have experienced that you'd like to share with our audience, your new audience on Be Connected?
Isn't this fabulous? And I understand that this is lots of other entrepreneurs, other people who want to connect to grow their business. So from that slant, really,
Mhm.
my goal was to spread the word, right, in my own way. I didn't really want to be attached to a medical profession. I didn't want to go down that route. What I wanted to do was to connect everything that's happened for me through personal development. So, all of Tony's teachings, many people probably in here are familiar with Tony Robbins' world. And I think it was really his idea of following my own golden thread so that I could share my joy, really, of being sober and, having this brand new outlook on life. And it took a while to decide which way to go with it. But as it has unfolded, I've got myself quite a lot of PR. I've managed to get myself on radio, on TV here in the UK. I've been in many glossy magazines, and I've had lots of different kind of lenses through different lenses. So I've used my grey hair, which is one thing I did when I stopped drinking alcohol. I've used my weight loss. I've used many different lenses for to spread my message. And I think doing that is really helped me grow as a person.
Absolutely. This is amazing because I know you mentioned Tony Robbins. I know that Tony Robbins has been a mentor of yours, Dean Graciosi, even Maya, and you've just said how what a great all these events you've been featured on these platforms,
Yeah,
and it has shaped your coaching approach, has it not? To
absolutely.
and your
Yes.
philosophy too.
right
Yes.
from right from the very first time when I was featured in Dean's first challenge, and then I went on to do Project Next, which introduced me to Maya, and I managed to get featured on Maya's fantastic program, and just keep going down that route and really feeling into what it was that I wanted to get across. These people help you to really connect your message to your ideal client and to meet them where they're at. And that can only happen by looking back at your own journey and also thinking about, well, what is it about this sober life that is so good for me? And it's just been a rolling stone, really. It's been like a catalyst for change, I suppose, and it's really helped me come out of my shell. And I suppose things like the events, I always have my pom poms, and to
I
me, it's like a night
remember
out.
yes.
It's I love the energy behind the events and just the build up, the music, and just how everyone just plays full out and throws themselves into it. It's similar in a way to a night out. And then obviously the modeling, from me changing my hair color, I got attention for that, and I was interviewed and I was invited to go for a photo shoot with a glossy magazine, which was like, my little girl, my inner child was so excited to do that. And I think just keep following that golden thread and just turning up with the energy and enthusiasm. And obviously taking clients on that journey with me. I've built up a membership, and then I've changed my focus. I've done one-to-one. And now my main thing is, instead of selling my program, my aim is to turn up and share my journey and to share the learnings, really. I think I'm a teacher at heart. I think that's basically what keeps me going, the learning, and then sharing what I'm learning with a different spin on things, which is exactly what I'm doing about, not drinking alcohol. It's not about what you've got to give up. It's about what you have to gain.
It's amazing because your whole story of overcoming a drinking problem is so powerful. So that, I mean, I think you were a property investor before, were you not, before you were a coach?
Yes, I still have properties. That's still a big part of my life. And that's another part, a business that still runs. And obviously, it's different now because I felt like that was all I did. Where now I think it was KK actually who says you can hold it all. I remember I did the Unleash Her Power Within, and that was like a breakthrough moment when she said, I was kept feeling torn, and shall I do this? Shall I do that? Should I do the other? And she just, it's so simple, the questions and the way that they put stuff across, and it just sticks. And maybe it's not instant, but a few days later or weeks later, you think, well, I can hold it all. I can do all of this. It's just about having the right mindset and weaving it in through my life so that I'm enjoying what I do. I get up excited. Today I was on the radio. I home educate my kids. I'd love to travel and come and meet you 100 mums. It's all weaving nicely together, and along the way I can still share my sober joy. Whereas at one point I thought I had to sit here in my office doing one-to-one coaching back to back with clients, and that did not light me up. That did not excite me. So I feel like the book gives me the permission to promote the book. People can order the book, they can see me on YouTube, and then when they're ready in their own time, they'll make the changes that they need to make. No one can do it for you. It's got to come from you.
It's amazing. So you have a book. You were talking about a book that you have written. There it is. It's called
Lots of
this.
pictures. There's words and pictures.
So I just want to bring the attention to the drop off there, this click above. So if
That's
you want,
incredible.
you can either join because she has a wonderful group called the Soberholic group. So if you click on that link, it will take you right to her group and you can instantly connect. And then if you want to buy her book, you can click instantly where it says buy Claire's book, The Soberholic, and it will take you immediately to Amazon and you can buy that book. So
Lucy, that's fabulous, isn't it?
this
You're a
platform is
whiz.
fabulous. This is a platform that it connects entrepreneurs with other entrepreneurs. It's a platform to help us sell our business, to help us brand. All these colors are my room colors are part of part of my branding. And of course, we have, if anybody wants to connect with you in your Facebook group, all they have to do is contact Claire Louise Owen, and it will take you to her actual Facebook group.
Thank
No,
you.
actually, you have two groups. You have the Soberholic group, and then this one takes you to the one that has, I don't, is it, that's your website or something?
On
Yeah.
YouTube, was it YouTube?
The YouTube one is this here.
Oh,
So if you want the latest in the YouTube offering, the marriage box, you would click that. And if you want to join her on her podcast down here, you can simply join her there. So we have it all.
isn't that fabulous?
Isn't that-
Wow.
Yeah, this.
You're a whiz. You are a whiz.
No, I'm not a whiz. The platform is.
Oh, okay
But
then. You
you
make
know,
it look so easy,
well, it was designed to be easy. It was
which
designed
is
to.
what we
And
need.
here, I was born in the Matrix, so if I can do it, anybody can do it. so, let's go back to the concept of a soberholic, because it is so intriguing to me how you came up with this ingenious word, alcoholic, soberholic. Can you share the inspiration behind this term and how it resonates with your audience, both in the UK and globally? Because you've coined that word, haven't you?
Well, I think it's in the Urban Dictionary. I didn't make it up, right? But I think the concept behind it was I had a really good friend who invested my time in finding other things to do, I did feel so much better about myself. And it just started a positive catalyst, really, where I was feeling if that wouldn't have happened had I not been drinking. That wouldn't have happened. And it just started me feeling like sober was what I wanted to be. So I started to feel addicted to that sober lifestyle, which is where it was instead of feeling addicted to alcohol, instead I feel addicted to the idea that I can have all this energy and this enthusiasm, which I used to rely on alcohol to feel.
There's so many people that do, because your ideal client is a woman, right, who turns to alcohol to relax, kind of, after
Yeah.
a hectic day, because that was you. Why do you think so many women resort to alcohol for stress relief? I
Well,
mean,
I'm not sure about the US or in Mexico, but over here there was a really big marketing on mummy needs wine, like to say that it's the weekend, the kids are back at school, whatever, like we're stressed, so we need this mummy juice. And I fell for it. I was there sharing the memes back in the day, but then just when I took a step back from that, I really saw how dangerous it was that we're pushing it on each other. And so instead, I'm here to push sober lifestyle on each other and to say, what about looking at it differently? What about what you've got to gain? You see, so I think sometimes it's just a habit we get into, but this was more than a habit. It was on every birthday card, every meme. You could get t-shirts, you could get backpacks with gin o'clock, and it just was seemed ridiculous. Yogurts flavored like gin. And it just really started like it was jumping out at me. And I had this friend who was struggling to keep things right. I was highly functioning. I managed to weave it in every area of my life, and I felt rotten inside, but I was having a party, I was having a good time. And it wasn't until I stopped and I really started to look at it differently and think about, in 5 years' time, how's this going to look? In 10 years' time, how's it going to look? Because I wasn't drinking the same as I was 5 years earlier. Each year it was a little bit more. And, the wine tummy was getting a little bit bigger, and the arguments were getting a little bit longer at home. So it was affecting every area of my life. My relationship was in tatters. My business wasn't what I wanted it to be, but I didn't have the energy or any enthusiasm to make any changes, because any space I had, I would fill it with, let's go out, let's have a party, let's have some drinks. So for me, I wasn't sitting at home drinking alone and feeling sorry for myself. I was having what I was calling a good time. But once I started questioning and looking at it differently, I could see that it was quite a slippery slope and a trap that I really had to crawl my way out of.
Well, that's amazing. So what would you say to a woman today who is feeling that stress and is turning to alcohol? Of all the things that you have to offer, what would be the very first step that you would recommend a woman to, where would she start? I mean, because
I mean, I
it's a
think if it had been me, if I had been talking to me, if I had stumbled across this and I would have thought, well, why would I want to stop? Like, I would have needed a really good reason because it wasn't quite bad enough. That's the problem. My ideal client isn't quite bad enough to quit. Things aren't that bad. But what I want her to start thinking about is which area of our life would she really like to improve? Is it your health? Is it your wealth? Is it your relationship? So when you look at it in those three pillars, you might think, well, I'm not drinking too much, but yes, I could be more present at work. I could try harder in my relationship. I could do with losing a few pounds. So it's about really making it into concrete, outcomes, if you like, and thinking, could alcohol, is it helping you get to that, or is it actually taking you away from that desire that you have? And again, that's where we'll go straight into Tony's world. What is your desire? What is it that you want? And how can removing alcohol help you to get that? Because it's energy, Lucy, that's what it is. It's your energy will increase, and then you can do what you really want to do with that energy.
Absolutely, and Tony is big about the energy and the motion. First, the movement, and then of course comes the mindset. But so it sounds like a good, perhaps a good first step might be to join your Soberholic group.
Yes. And I think it's recognizing that you're not on your own and it
Mhm.
doesn't have to be that bad. That's the thing I really need to get across. People like me would think, I'm not that bad. I don't need that. And hopefully, because I turn up quite bright and bubbly and I'm grabbing your attention, people might think, well, I would like a bit of that. Maybe, it might look like a night out, all the colors and the excitement and they go to that and they realize that is what they like. I love getting dressed up. I love the music. I love dancing. I don't need the alcohol. You see? So it's
Right.
like you think that it all comes together, but if you unpick it, what is it that you really, really want? And once you start in the book, the first part is a habit tracker. So I don't ask you to quit straight away. I ask you to write down, I had a drink on a Wednesday because my friend came around. I had a drink on Friday because I was stressed. So you can see in one place why you're drinking and when you're drinking, in which times you wish you hadn't drank. So you really start to document that. And then from there, it's about making those changes. And it's not a pass or fail. My system, it's an ongoing. I've got a really sparkly cushion with my sister.
Wonderful.
Can I show you this? So these are my 5 women, and these represent the 5 stages that I went through. And the circles are on purpose because you might get so far down and take a drink, and it's not, you never go right back. Again, personal development, you can't unknow what you've known. You can't unknow. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. So it's about recognizing why you're drinking, and that's observing. So you start off stuck, then you're observing your own behavior and the behavior of others around you. Because a lot of people think, well, I would stop, but he drinks, or I could stop, but all of my friends drink. So that's you observing, and then you start questioning, well, does that really matter? Could I still choose not to just because they're choosing to drink? And you become bold and you take action, and then you engage in sober life. You do other things, you try different ways of looking at life. Maybe you go out and you have alcohol free drinks, or maybe you stay home because you can't bear the thought of going and not drinking. You're safe to do that, but you might drink again, but you never unsee the things you observed. So, it can be a long process. And finally, you become rebalanced at the end, like Riley, where you feel like you can take it or leave it. It's not as important to you anymore. And that's the goal. It isn't really to quit forever, it's to change your relationship with alcohol so you feel back in control. You take back that power.
So that's great. So I would strongly suggest that you join Claire's Superholic group, because community is always important. And then
Yeah.
that's where you start to see why people wanted to change, what it did for them, and how it could possibly affect your life. And then, of course, if you really want to get down and start implementing, buy the book, because the book will help you, start to implement little thoughts and little ideas. And so that is,
Absolutely.
yeah.
It shares lots of little tidbits, like there's a time when we stopped drinking together, myself and my husband, and then he went back to drinking, which is sometimes you get to that stage and you feel, if he drinks, that means I have to.
Right.
Where actually I didn't, I kept going. And it was hard. It was hard, but it's like if that happens to someone else, they can relate. They can then feel like, that's not just happening to them, and they can see how I kind of reframed it, which again, back to Tony and Dean, it's all personal development underneath. And that's why I'm just drawn to this world, because it's worked for me.
That's one. Absolutely that's wonderful. Thank you very much. So any last, so there's a lot of things that our audience can do to contact you. It's
Mhm.
all here for you. You have contact Claire Louise Owen here, Claire Louise Owen. All you have to do is click the button. It will take you to one of our Facebook groups, and then there's a specific group that is called Soberholic Group, and then click on that button up there, and that will take you directly to that group. And if you want to buy her book, then also click the right button, and that will take you to Amazon, where you can buy her book. And then one more thing, she does have a YouTube channel, and it's called The Marriage Box. You want to say a few words about that?
Yeah, the marriage box is one video on my YouTube channel, and
Okay.
again, that's because I try to break it down. You can talk all day about looking at things, and it's just a bit of tongue-in-cheek, fun episode about marriage. Come back, Lucy.
I'm sorry. I'm talking and my mic's not on. Thank you. Is your podcast a weekly podcast, or what is it?
On YouTube, you can listen along like a podcast, or you can watch me on the video. I'm trying to upload probably every week to 10 days is what I'm doing at the moment. And again, I'm weaving in with what I'm doing with my home education. So anything that I don't know, something that I think is useful, something we're learning. We're doing a lot about Think and Grow Rich. So we're looking at the principles of success. We're looking at, how to inspire your teens. So if that's something else that maybe you're a mom and you're stressed, you're drinking the wine, it's just another way of looking at it. Many areas of your life that might be driving you to drink. The game is for me to come up with videos that will be helpful and supportive for people. Instead of taking a drink, let's look at things differently.
Okay, well, thank you. I just want to thank you so much. I want to thank you so much for being here and for spreading this experience and this expertise and your wisdom, because it is so well needed. I mean, we do know what a problem it is. You
Mhm.
know, we try to hide it, and we try not to talk about it. I love that you talk about it. I love that you do something about it. I love that you have these steps that can help women, do something about it. Take the first step, really.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's not black and white. It's not you're drinking or you're not drinking. It's a way of thinking about, are you relying on it? If you're relying on it, let's look at some other support that you can put in place. Let's look at changing the thing that's driving you to drink. That's really the goal.
Hmm. Exactly. That is the goal, and we forget that we need to really kind of look at that, and be honest with ourselves.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's
That
not easy. It's not easy. but it's necessary, like you say. So thank you so much for having us on, and giving me this opportunity and holding my hand as I got on here, because there's so many buttons.
I know. I didn't want to overwhelm you, but I am
Oh,
overwhelmed. I love this platform, so I just wanted. It's like a candy store, and I wanted you to see
yeah.
this.
And
So,
how long have you been an expert on this then? How long have you, when were you introduced to this?
oh, just about 6 months ago,
Oh,
and
well, that's
and
okay.
so
So you're
and so
doing,
I'm learning every day, and I'm so excited about this platform, and I just want everybody to know about it. And so it's a joy to be able to bring somebody like you on who has an expertise, and then not have to, think about sending them a link somewhere,
oh yeah,
words or yeah, people can just click and join your group. I mean, it makes so much sense. It's one
just,
platform that takes care of everything. Now, I don't know about what's happening today. It could be my internet, and I can see that my I should have my cord button, into the. I always
all
forget
right, okay.
because I don't. That could be the problem. So, anyway, thank you, Claire, for being here. I don't know. Oh, I know why my name is there for you, because you kind of used my name to come.
Oh yeah. I just realized that. Two
Yeah,
Lucy's,
yeah. It's so I'm Lucy and that's Claire,
and I'm
right?
Claire. Thank
Okay,
you.
folks. Thank you. You know how to contact Claire. And if you want to contact me for more information, I'd be happy to help you out. And so, thank you. And I want to thank you, Claire, and I want to thank my audience as well. So,
Thanks, Lucy. Thank
join me
you.
for another wonderful interview next week.
Bye.
I'm gonna stop the